I still remember the exact second the hope died. It wasn't loud. No crash, no scream. Just a quiet snap inside my chest while snow piled against the windshield like a white funeral shroud. 9 hours on that frozen highway, engine ticking down, phone battery bleeding out, and I finally understood, some people don't love you, they use you until the bill comes due. My name is Ethan Harlan. 38 now. Detective, Denver PD, husband. Father. And for most of my life, the family ATM with a badge and a heartbeat. 3 years ago my phone buzzed at the precinct during a rare lull between calls. The screen glowed, Mom. Your father's had a heart attack. No, how are you? No, how are the kids? Just the crisis dropped like a cold brick into my lap, expecting me to pick it up and run. I typed back 4 words. My name is Ethan Harlan. I'm 38 years old. Then I set the phone face down and stared at the wall until the fluorescent hum filled the silence. To understand why those words felt like the only honest thing I'd said to her in years, I have to take you back through the years of small surrenders that added up to betrayal. I grew up in a split level on the edge of Aurora. From the curb it looked picture perfect, trimmed hedges, American flags snapping in the breeze, garage door painted the same navy every 5 years like clockwork. Inside it was different. The air always felt borrowed, like someone else's emergency was using up all the oxygen. My father, Daniel, was the quiet engine of the house. He maintained HVAC systems for the public schools, crawling through attics in summer, thawing frozen pipes in winter. He never raised his voice. He just absorbed whatever pressure came his way until the gauge finally cracked. My mother, Evelyn, ran everything else. She didn't manage, she triaged. Whoever bled loudest got the bandage. And my younger sister, Mara, bled beautifully. Mara was the family prodigy in every art form that caught her fancy for 6 months at a time. Guitar, ballet, pottery, voice lessons, screenwriting. Each new passion arrived with fanfare, each flame-out arrived with tears that flooded the house. I was the reliable shadow. Good grades, no drama, no spotlight requests. My achievements were furniture, expected, invisible. Mara's failures were emergencies requiring immediate evacuation of resources. Christmas when I was 10, I unwrapped a pair of wool socks, practical, gray, and a dog-eared copy of Hatchet my mother said, seemed like your kind of story. Mara unwrapped a rosewood acoustic guitar with mother-of-pearl inlay. Dad's gaze flicked to me, just a heartbeat, then away. Nice, huh, he murmured. Mom beamed. She's gifted, Ethan. She needs support to bloom. I folded the socks neatly back into the box and thought, so I'm not gifted. I'm just, here. Middle school honor roll certificate. I carried it home like evidence. Mom was on speakerphone gushing about Mara's upcoming theater audition. I waited. She glanced over, half listened. That's great, sweetheart. Stick it on the fridge. It never made it there. A week later Mara didn't get the part. She sobbed for 3 days. Mom took her shopping for a complete back-to-school wardrobe to lift her spirits. Message received, my wins were background noise. Mara's pain was breaking news. 16. Dad's work van threw a rod on the way to a 5 a.m. call. He needed wheels. Mom turned to me. You'll take the city bus, Ethan. Why can't Mara? Her eyes narrowed. She has callbacks. Don't be difficult. That was the first time the unfairness felt like frostbite, slow, deep, irreversible. Only one person ever named it out loud. Grandpa Ray, Dad's father. Ex-mechanic, hands permanently stained with grease and Old Spice. He'd pick me up in his battered F-150, drive us to a greasy spoon on Colfax, order bottomless coffee, and actually listen. No interruptions. No redirection. After one particularly vicious argument where Mom accused me of making everything about fairness instead of family, Grandpa Ray looked me in the eye across chipped formica. Your mother loves you, boy. But love isn't always fair. She's got a weak spot big as Pikes Peak for your sister. Don't let that weak spot eclipse your whole damn life. Those words stayed with me like scar tissue. I became a cop because I craved order. Rules. Consequences. A place where effort mattered more than volume. I met my wife, Sarah, at 28. She's a trauma nurse, calm in chaos, allergic to manipulation. When my family tried the usual guilt playbook on her, she didn't flinch. They called her distant. I called her home. We have 2 kids now. Lucas, 10. Ellie, 8. Backpacks bigger than their torsos, voices full of wonder that still catches me off guard. Mom played grandma for the gram when it suited her. Posted photos, bragged about helping so much. The help was performative, drop off cookies, then vanish before the mess appeared. Mara drifted. Series of service jobs, toxic boyfriends, 2 stints back in the parental basement. Every crash landing came with a fresh sob story and a fresh ask. And I paid. Phone plan. Car repairs. Rent catch-up. Dental bills. Vet emergencies that mysteriously became spa weekends. It started small. Became habit. Became expectation. Sarah saw it first. One night after I Venmo'd $950 for Mara's emergency brake job, Sarah sat across from me, voice low. Are we bankrolling her entire adulthood? I opened my mouth to defend. Nothing came out clean. She didn't push. Just waited. The truth tasted like rust. I was still the 10-year-old boy trying to buy equality with usefulness. I'd also made the responsible choices cops make, contingent beneficiaries on my policy, parents, if worst came to worst. Sarah's name wasn't even primary at first. Spare key. Authorized user on a card, for emergencies. School pickup contact when we lived closer to them. Every boundary I tried to set got reframed as an attack. I can't keep bailing Mara out, we need a new roof. So your sister sleeps on the street. You're so practical, Ethan. Not everyone's wired like you. That sentence became scripture, not everyone's wired like you. Meaning, Mara gets a pass. I get a penalty for having one. Then the blizzard hit. Late October. Mandatory training in the high country. Dry roads out, wide out on the return. I-70 turned into a parking lot of doomed metal. Semi flipped. Chain reaction. 9 hours of nothing but snow and regret. Signal fading. Sarah stuck at the hospital, code situations piling up. Friends unreachable. Schools closing early. I called Mom. Voice tight, I'm gridlocked on 70. Can you grab Lucas and Ellie? Long exhale. I'm with Mara's new puppy at the groomer. She's at work. Call a rideshare. I blinked snow off my lashes. Mom. It's a whiteout. Kids are waiting. I can't drop everything. Rideshare. It's not that hard. The fare hit $375. I paid it. Sat there numb while the world disappeared under white. 9 hours later I crawled home. Kids already asleep, Lucas had cried himself out, Ellie clutched a stuffed fox like a lifeline. Sarah showed me the Facebook post Mom uploaded at 4:17 p.m., glossy photo of a freshly trimmed Pomeranian wearing a tiny bow. Caption, Blizzard Pamper Day with my grandpup. Nothing too good for my baby girl. Something in me finished dying. That night, methodically, like processing a scene. I removed them from every policy, every account, every emergency list. Changed locks at dawn. Paid off the phones, then canceled the lines. Told no one. Just did it. The explosion came fast. Mom screaming down a dead line until it cut. Mara's essay-length texts about my cruel power trip. Dad's silence, his favorite weapon. Only Grandpa Ray called. You all right, kid? I told him everything. Long pause. That's a brutal mirror to look into. I feel like I'm abandoning them. You're not abandoning. You're refusing to be robbed anymore. He drove over the next weekend with a binder he'd kept for years, statements, screenshots, proof I wasn't imagining the pattern. We built the boundary like evidence, dates, amounts, broken promises. A month later Dad's quiet retirement dinner. Mom insisted we attend. Family healing. Sarah wanted to skip it. I went anyway, needed to see it through once. Dim lights. Forced smiles. Mara late, dramatic entrance. Mom toasted, to my hard-working husband, my creative daughter, Anne. Ethan, who's always been so independent. Laughter. Then the pivot. It's been tough lately. Some people have made choices that wound the whole family. Eyes on me. Mara, we can't even text each other because someone cut us off over nothing. I set my fork down. Voice steady. It wasn't nothing. Mom hissed, not here. Here's perfect. I spoke to the table, to the lie. I sat stranded 9 hours in whiteout. Called for help with my children. You told me you were busy grooming a dog and to spend $375 on a car. My kids waited terrified. You posted pictures of the dog looking pretty. Silence like broken glass. Mom flushed. You're twisting. Grandpa Ray cut in, calm thunder. She chose the dog, Evelyn. I heard the call myself. Stop rewriting. Mara snapped at him. He met her eyes. No. He placed the binder on the table. Didn't open it. Didn't need to. The rest dissolved into noise. I walked out with Sarah's hand in mine, Grandpa beside us. 3 years later the text arrived. Heart attack. I answered with the truth I'd carried since the snow. My name is Ethan Harlan. I'm 38 years old. I haven't heard from them since. I still wonder sometimes, if the roles reversed, if I'd ever chosen a dog over my own blood. I don't think so. But maybe that's the difference between being loved and being useful. If you've ever drawn that line with family, if you've ever paid for love with your spine, would you forgive? Or would you finally choose yourself? Tell me in the comments. I read every one. Because some stories don't end, they just stop bleeding. Thanks for watching. Do subscribe for more.